Some people take chili way too seriously. It's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. Like, if you want to put beans in it, put beans. If you don't, then don't. Just make it the way you want to make it. Just make things that are tasty to you. Basically, what I'm trying to say is make the food that you want to eat and what's tasty to you, and don't really listen to anybody else. Also, chili sounds really good today, so let's make some.
So there's a ton of different ways to make chili, and this is the way that I chose to make it today. This one has no beans but a lot of ground beef, so I bought a chuck roast. I cut it into small chunks, passed it through a grinder to make ground beef. Now, you don't have to do this, but if you have a grinder, grinding your own beef is a lot better. Well, in my opinion, it takes more time, which you might value more than taste, but I don't. So once you have your beef, all you have to do is sear it in a pot with a little bit of oil and season it with some salt and pepper. Let that go and brown, and while that's going, you can get set up on your vegetables. You want to dice all your vegetables so they're fairly small. You don't want them super chunky. And a reminder on how to dice an onion. You go horizontally, vertically, and then turn it around and cut up the little pieces. And then do the same thing kind of to a poblano. Also, I used Fresno chilies in this, which have a tougher outside skin. Jalapenos work way better. It's just I had Fresnos in my fridge, so I had to use them up. Toss those in the pot and sweat them down. Add some tomato paste and a whole bunch of seasonings. I'm not going to bore you by listing off every seasoning I used. They'll be in the description so you can check them out. But with the tomato paste and the seasonings, you're going to want to cook those off a bit to wake them up and take off the rawness. Then towards the end, you're going to add a bunch of crushed garlic, followed by some crushed tomatoes and a bunch of beef stock. I used a quart of beef stock because I'm going to simmer it for about 4 hours. If you're going to do less than that, like an hour to 2 hours, go ahead and cut that in half. Towards the end of your chili's cook, go ahead and season it with some vinegar, honey, and salt, all of them to taste. And I use honey instead of molasses or brown sugar because I prefer the flavor. But if you want to sub it out for any other kind of sweetener, go ahead. Once you got it to your liking, just add whatever garnish you want. I like cheddar cheese, green onions, and some sour cream. But if you prefer something different, go ahead and add that. Honestly, if you prefer something different at all, like adding some kidney beans or navy beans, black beans, pinto beans, whatever you want to add to it, go ahead, make it your own. Use this as a baseline for whatever you want to cook. I typically don't make the same recipe more than a couple of times because I like to keep things interesting, but this is my chili for today, and however you enjoy your chili, I hope you enjoy. Hit that like button, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff to help out, and I'll see you guys later.